Hey YouTube, just trying to fit in here. I have another battle against Dragon and then 5 numbers. He actually, at first he didn't want me to upload this battle, but it ended up being a pretty good battle, so he's like, go ahead, upload it. So here I am, uploading it. He actually made an all-EV team, that's why he didn't think he'd do very well, but it sure worked well for him. Anyway, I go for an Earthquake, predicting him to taunt. The sad thing is that Jolteon can't learn taunt, so, you know, whatever. As he goes for a Reflect, and then he goes for a Light Screen. As I go for my Stealth Rocks, I switch out, and he yawns, which sucks for me, so now I'm going to switch out again, as he switches out into his Glaceon, which is hurt by Stealth Rocks. He would have sent out his Espeon against my Stealth Rocks, but I kind of did it at a weird time. So he didn't predict it. He's changing the team for his Espeon to be his lead. I go for a Swords Dance as he goes for a Barrier, which is kind of stupid. And Glaceon, I guess, has a lot of defense. I believe his has 269, so my Earthquake actually does nothing, even though it's Life Orbed. And he's still gaining barriers, so this is starting to really suck for me. Sandstorm leftovers happen, cancel each other out. I go out into my Natore so I could get a Leech Seed off, but he goes ahead and Baton Passes into his Flareon, which I really need to get away from. So I switch out again into my Shandera, hoping he'll use a Fire-type move, and I think he goes for the Fire Fang. He does. So that activates my Flash Fire, because Shadow Tag is illegal. Flash Fire works, and he sends out his Always Wet Vaporeon. I'm always wet too. And Shadow Ball, it's a Choice Scarf Shadow Ball, by the way. Shadow Ball does nothing, which is really sad for me. Oh, actually it's because Light Screen's up, that's why. I go out into Abagura, because I know Abagura can take any kind of special attack, and after a curse it can take any kind of physical attack, so that's pretty good. He wishes and goes out into his Glaceon, as I go for the obvious curse. And I think next turn I either curse or Stone Edge. Not too sure. Yeah, it's kind of neat how this team turned out, because like I didn't think it'd be very good either. He just wanted to test it, and it actually ended up being a really good battle. I haven't been posting a lot lately just because I have had so much schoolwork and I've been like on a college tour. He goes for a Barrier as I go for a second curse, and then I use Stone Edge hoping for a crit or something, and I don't get it. Yeah, I've been on a college tour, and I've been busy, but I still play Pokemon, and I'm actually also trying to improve my Sunny Day team, because you can see my Sandstorm team is much better. Maybe I can get my Sunny Day team to actually be good. He goes for another Barrier as I switch out into my Shandera, and my Overheat misses, so that really sucks. That could have just destroyed his Anyway, he goes out into his Flareon, which I would have just switched into Flareon instead of Baton Passed, because then I could have overheated his Flareon and activated his Flash Fire, or whatever he has. Seeing his Flareon, I switch into my Hippowdon to take whatever he's going to give me. He gives me a superpower, and it does crap damage, and he's forced to switch into something. So he decides to go into his Leafeon, which I haven't seen yet. And instead of falling for the obvious trap Overheat, I believe I use Shadow Ball. Oh, I do fall for the Overheat. Luckily it dies. Yeah, I was kind of worried, but it died to Stealth Rock. I remembered when that happened. Let's see. I'm locked into Overheat, and he goes into a Vaporeon, which can take any special attack anyway. And gets a Wish Up as I go into my Natore. He goes back to his Leafeon, which is now at a really nice, reasonable amount of health after Wish. Sandstorm doesn't kill him. He gets his Wish, then he gets his leftovers, and then my Leech Seed hits him. So there's a lot of secondary effects going on with that Glaceon. He uses Cheer Up, which actually would have been cool, except that Cheer Up kind of sucks. I thought it would have done at least a little bit more for him. I go for the Gyro Ball, I don't know. I believe it's Gyro Ball, like Gyroscope. And, that just barely doesn't take him out, because I'm more defensive than I am offensive. Maybe I should put some EVs in attack. I mean, that could have worked. Anyway, he baton passes his Cheer Up to his Leafeon, as I go out into Doryuzu, because I knew he was going to baton pass. And, I use a return, and again, it just barely doesn't kill, so that really sucks for me. And then he uses Leaf Blade, and I don't know if the crit mattered, but, I mean, it was a +1, so, I don't know. I go out into my Randorosu to take a Leaf Blade, and luckily, I do take the Leaf Blade, and stupidly, I use Swords Dance. But the Sandstorm kills him. That was my goal, to set up for his next Pokemon, but it doesn't work because his next Pokemon is faster. He uses Yawn, and I go for another Swords Dance because I forgot I did the first Swords Dance. I wasn't really paying attention. I should have just went for the Earthquake because he wouldn't have gotten his Reflect Up, but whatever. Earthquake happens, and his Jolteon goes down, and I'm asleep. I'm going to leave my Randorosu in just to fodder him. And he goes for a Wish, because, stupid Wish, burning sleep turns. It would be so nice if I had woken up that turn, but I didn't. And he uses Hydro Pump and doesn't miss, and I die. So, I guess that was kind of like a series of bad plays on my part. But, mostly because I wasn't paying attention. I go out into Shandera because the Shandera has, Energy Ball. And it's Choice Scarfed, and Energy Ball does crap, so that's really sad. I think Light Screen is up still, that's why. Shandera goes down to a Hydro Pump, so that just sucks for Shandera. And I go out into my Abagura, who is my special wall with Curse, in the Sandstorm, so it's pretty awesome. He goes out into his Glaceon just to fodder, or something. And, obvious Curse is obvious. So, that happens. And he goes out into his Espeon, finally, and uses Shadow Ball and gets a special defense drop on his first try. So that stinks. That almost cost me the match. I go for another Curse, and I believe I go for a Stone Edge here. And the Stone Edge ends up hitting his Vaporeon because he switches. And lucky for me, his Vaporeon is hurt enough for another Stone Edge to kill him. So he goes for a Hydro Pump, I believe, instead of a Wish. Not like a Wish would have helped. He thinks that Wish would have helped, and it would have, helped his Espeon. But, really wouldn't have. So, luckily, his Hydro Pump hits, and my Stone Edge hits. No Stone Edge misses, yay! Stone Edge... Oh, Reflect wore off, that's why. I was wondering why I did so much more damage all of a sudden. And, I go for a Stone Edge instead of an Aqua Jet, because it's stupid. Good game.